this video, I'm going to be talking about carnosine and its different benefits, also mainly aimed at advanced glycation end products. If ages add up or accumulate, that actually can lead to ECM rigidity, ECM short for extracellular matrix, making it difficult for immune cells to infiltrate and attack cancer cells. So carnosine synthesis is an ATP-dependent ligase. So meaning ATP is required to form the peptide bond between beta-alanine and histidine. So basically, a carnosine actually needs or is composed of beta-alanine and histidine. Okay, carnosine also works best at a slightly alkaline level, so pH of 7.5-8.0. This is because carnosine is important to scavenge carbonyls. So basically, carbonyls is a compound or a constituent of advanced glycation end products, meaning that carnosine antagonizes or reduces advanced glycation end products so that they are not doing their damage. Okay, so ATP allows the substrate to be upregulated and active. The substrates that are needed for carnosine are beta-alanine and histidine. Okay, advanced glycation end products, they can be formed by hyperglycemia. So it's created by diabetes complication, or it is a complication of diabetes, also caused by high heat cooking. Supposedly, too many cooked foods, especially at high heats, can increase advanced glycation end products. It's also formed due to a non-enzymatic reaction with sugars and proteins. But this has been debated as something that isn't true, or maybe it is. So the hyperglycemia could be fixed by fixing vitamin B1 deficiencies, because vitamin B1 is involved in carbohydrate metabolism. So diabetics could be deficient in vitamin B1. Also, diabetics could be deficient in potassium, because potassium is supposed to upregulate the GLUT4, which is like an arm inside of the cell that comes out of the cell to grab glucose out of the bloodstream and then pulls the glucose into the cell, reducing the amount of glucose in the bloodstream, therefore reducing hyperglycemia. Now, carnosine can have widespread effects. So carnosine binds to reactive carbonyl species, or RCS, therefore reducing carbonyl species. Also, carnosine is a direct anti-glycation to prevent a cross-link formation. That's important because at the ECM, if it's rigid and stiff, there's a high level of cross-linking caused by ages, but carnosine is supposed to reduce that cross-linking. Carnosine is even good for the brain as well, which I usually don't cover because this is more of a cancer immune system channel. That's what my channel is mostly focused on. But carnosine reduces advanced glycation accumulation in some models of neurodegeneration. This is where advanced glycation end products can be problematic for the immune system. This is due to immune cells such as dendritic cells, T cells, macrophages, even neutrophils. They have these RAGE receptors, or in other words, receptor for advanced glycation end products. This can be a real problem because advanced glycation end products, they bind to the RAGE receptors on the immune cells. For example, phagocytosis, or the engulfing or the cleanup action of neutrophils, And macrophages can actually be disabled or downregulated because of or if AGEs binds to the RAGE receptor on the neutrophil or the macrophage. What ends up happening as a result of the RAGE binding is that dying tumor cells, they end up accumulating or they don't go away because the cleanup mode of the neutrophils or macrophages is disabled. So those immune cells, they can't do the engulfing action on the dying tumor cells. And the engulfing action, which is phagocytosis, is supposed to clean up those dying tumor cells. But that can't happen if due to RAGE binding. As a result of the dying tumor cells to not be cleaned up, they actually secrete ATP. What that ends up doing is that the ATP secreted by the dying tumor cells ends up aiding the adenosine CD39 CD37 axis that where the ATP is converted from or to AMP. So that conversion is needed for adenosine to be able to suppress T cells. A great simple way, and it's a very common food to support the immune cells I already mentioned, especially the macrophages and the neutrophils, is tomatoes. So tomatoes have lycopene or lysopene, however people want to pronounce that. And the way lycopene in tomato helps is that it actually downregulates the expression of the RAGE receptor or the receptor for advanced glycation end products on the immune cells. That way, this helps stop and prevent the binding of the AGEs caused by high glucose in the bloodstream, so that the AGEs cannot bind to the RAGE receptor if there is no RAGE receptor to bind to, since lycopene in tomato downregulates the RAGE receptor. That way, if there is no AGE binding to the RAGE receptor, the immune cells, especially neutrophils and macrophages, have their phagocytosis ability protected or preserved so that they can clean up dying tumor cells as well as other debris, and which could cause problems if they are not cleaned up. But that's a different topic for a different video. Lycopene in tomato also has other benefits. One of them is reducing NF-κB to prevent the exhaustion of T cells. If you've seen my CD27, CD70 videos, you already know what I'm talking about. Lycopene in tomato also improves insulin sensitivity, also reduces AGEs. So tomato combined with carnosine, as well as the carnosine cofactors, is a great way to reduce advanced glycation end products. And lycopene reduces oxidative stress as well. The best way or some ways to improve the absorption of lycopene in tomato is with fat intake. So some healthy fats such as olive oil, coconut oil, if coconut is not too high in saturated fats, because saturated fats, it can uh, increase the CD70 expression on tumor cells. So careful with coconut. Also, cooking lycopene, uh, cooking it, such as cooking tomato paste in olive oil. The cooking can also increase either the absorption or the level of lycopene. So that's it for the video. For more future videos, like, comment, and share if you are interested in further information, because I will be furthering my research. Keep it locked in here on my channel, and I'll see you next time.